last week as the tag team title match between the Pit Bulldogs, War Eagle Chris Chambers and Vince Pirelli, disintegrated into a Pier 6 brawl with Jones's Rangers standing tall against the Stud Stable. Today, the South Atlantic Heavyweight Championship will be on the line as the two leaders of these warring factions collide. Robert Fuller won the title in February by upsetting the World Heavyweight Champion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Today, his opponent will be the veteran Paul Jones, who defeated Fuller for that same title, but lost it back on a controversial decision. Plus, it's been called the most dangerous match in professional wrestling, the Battle Royal. All those men in the ring, the only way to be eliminated is to be thrown over the top rope and to the floor, the last man standing to win $2,000. Welcome, wrestling fans. Frank Dusek here at ringside with the coach, Gene Ligon. And coach, have we got a week of our night of excitement tonight?
I tell you, I can't wait to see. We got Curtis Thompson going to be here. Of course, the Bulldogs will be here. What else?
That's exactly right. Of course, Curtis Thompson's been out over 3 weeks now with the injury caused by Maniac Matt Bourne, who's no longer with us. It'll be very interesting to hear Curtis Thompson's comments on that situation, that's for sure.
Well, I've heard him talk back in the dressing room, and he's not a very happy man at all, especially with Robert Fuller.
Not a happy camper. Speaking of not happy campers, as you said, the Pit Bulldogs, the South Atlantic Tag Team Champions, are here, plus the South Atlantic Heavyweight Championship on the line today as the Tennessee stud Robert Fuller rolls all the marbles against #1 Paul Jones, Ivan Koloff, and a giant $2,000 over-the-top rope battle royal. It's all coming to you. Matter of fact, let's get it going right now with the Pit Bull.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first from Charlotte, North Carolina. He weighed in tonight at 242 pounds, David Isely. His partner from Arkworth, Georgia, at 240 pounds, Ranger Ross.
And Carolina's own David Isely and Ranger Ross and Gene Ligon, they've got their work cut out for today because right here they are, the South Atlantic Tag Team Champions, the Pit Bulldogs.
Introducing first from New Jersey, total combined weight, 495 pounds, Rapid Rex, Psychotic Spike, the rough and tough Pit Bulldog.
Here we are, the Pit Bulldogs. After wrestling all these lousy North and South Carolina tag teams, we finally made a decision. Yeah, we're gonna make an example out of every single tag team we get in the ring with. Everyone.
Well, Coach Gene Ligon here at ringside with Frank Dusek, and they're going to make an example out of every tag team they get in the ring with, and these two fellows are well capable of it, aren't they, Gene?
They sure are. They're two rough and tough guys. That his introduction said chaotic, or what do you want to call psychotic?
Spike, yeah.
A little bit of both chaotic and psychotic all the way. David Isely, though, a good friend of mine, well schooled in the art of wrestling.
And of course, we all know the story behind Ranger Ross. He member of the United States Rangers, 101st Airborne Division. He patrolled the borders of El Salvador, the jungles. He's been to Vietnam. He's been around the cup looking for the handle. So he certainly is no stranger to hand-to-hand combat.
These guys think they're going to show Ranger Ross something new. They may learn something themselves.
You go ahead and get up pretty early in the morning to show Ranger Ross something to us right now. David Isely using the determination, speed right now to keep the Bulldogs off their track with a series of iron drags. And you're right, Gene, he does show a lot of schooling in the art of wrestling.
Well, there's the tag. Of course, Ranger Ross coming in, a good swift kick. That'll always do a little damage to that shoulder.
Well, tag team wrestling, of course, the theory is, in all wrestling, is to take out one of the 5 body points, whether it's one of the arms, one of the legs, or the head. But in tag team wrestling, you have to continually switch in and out, which is something that the Bulldogs, as a rule, Gene, are very, very good at it. But right now, looks like Isely and Ross are taking a page out of the Bulldogs' book.
That's right. You may can learn a few things from these young men right here. But the Pit Bulldogs are definitely a rough and tough force, but David Isely and Ranger Ross come out with a good offense.
All right, there's a little offense, a rake to the eyes, a quick tag, and now it's the Bulldogs. You see Spike over the top. Oh, shoulder block. That'll take the wind out of David Isely real quick and negate that speed advantage.
Well, there's a lack of experience by David, but strong, trying his very best. A good suplex by one of the Bulldogs.
And you'll notice, too, at this point, Gene, the Bulldogs now, they begin to cut the ring off. Very, very important part of the strategy. See the double arm hook suplex made famous by Wahoo McDaniels, but you notice they continually cut the ring off. They work only half the ring at a time. Oh, boy, getting the spike.
Good savate kick to David's face. Of course, David fighting back. Again, the Bulldogs tearing into him as hard as they can. Trying a power move right here. Looks like a salto.
Is belly-to-belly suplex. You called it right there, Coach Gene Ligon. And right now, another tag. That's what, 5 or 6 tags. And Isely definitely needs to get over to Ross now.
No matter how tough you are, you cannot take on two men. David, of course, using the ropes to get a little bit of centrifugal force there, but it didn't do much good. He's a little weak like
He sure is, and I do believe the punch missed its mark just a little bit. As Psychotic Spike, Rabbit Rex, the Pit Bulldogs, they are the South Atlantic Tag Team Champions. They beat the Nasty Boys, which in itself says something. Is right now, David Isely showing a little offense. Here's the tag. Here comes the big man from Ackworth, Georgia in.
Now we're going to see some action, hard and heavy. David, of course, made a very good move. Oh, a wrap around the old leg, old shoulder there, and a good savate kick to the head.
I think the only time I've ever seen that was in a Chuck Norris movie.
I believe this man can show Chuck Norris a thing or two.
By golly, I wouldn't want to referee the match, that's for sure. As right now, another quick tag, David Isely back in, and things going very well for the team of Isely and Ross. Well, I spoke too soon, Coach.
That's right. David again got caught by, David's looking at a wrestling standpoint. These guys are just rough and tough. They'll cheat, do anything they can, rake your eyes. And from a wrestler standpoint, you got to think like they think.
Well, that's exactly right. We've talked about the change in attitude in the Pit Bulldogs. They call themselves the American Bulldogs. They came in as there as a cover, but to no avail. They call themselves the American Bulldogs. They came under the tutelage of the Tennessee stud, Robert Fuller. Of course, immediately they won the South Atlantic Tag Team Championships, as Fuller promised. But there has just been a complete change in attitude in these two boys right now.
I'll tell you something. They have all the ability to be anything they want to be. But what you have to do sometimes is find the strong point in a man and utilize it. And that's what the Tennessee stud has done. He's found the power they have, and he's shown them how to utilize their power.
Ooh, he has sure fired these boys up. Double clothesline, and Isely in a world of trouble right now. As once again, a rear chin lock. We need to notice here that the referee is Leroy Ramsey, the same referee who caused that controversial decision when Paul Jones lost the South Atlantic Heavyweight Championship not too long ago right here on television.
I know this man's from Tennessee. I guess they look at rules a little differently than North Carolina, South Carolina does in the South Atlantic area.
There's the tag, and referee, no, James, referee didn't see it. Double belly to back suplex, referee Leroy Ramsey out of position. This should be it. 1, 2, it's all over, ladies and gentlemen. It is all over. Referee Leroy Ramsey missing the tag. You see it right here. Ranger Ross being pushed out. The two Bulldogs in, double belly to back suplex. Boom! They found it. Isaac gets back to that. It's all over but the pride right now. Your winner, the South Atlantic Tag Team Champions. And we'll be back with the second segment because the injury to Curtis Thompson and the suspension of Matt Bourne right after this. Thompson was attacked by his own people, Curtis. The stud stable maniac Matt Bourne. You were out for quite a while.
Hey. Oh, just roll the camera. The picture's worth 1,000 words.
Let's see right now what happened to Curtis Thompson.
Here, Frank, and we've got to look and commentate on these matches here and try and be unbiased. But some of these tactics, you just can't be unbiased about it. You got to call them the way you see them.
Well, that's what we're here for, is to call them where we see them. Want to say a special hello, Vince, to our good friend Tom Redmond of the Johnsonville Rescue Squad last Saturday night down there. What a great time. They made themselves some money, and also a special thanks to Senator Yancey McGill of Kingstree. Senator McGill, come to find out, an old classmate of mine from the Citadel. Down there, for the tribute to the Vietnam veterans and the fundraiser for the Johnsonville Rescue Squad.
Yeah, we'd like to thank all of them for sure, and had a good time.
He sure did. It's in control with a full arm drag and twist, and Ranger Ross driving that elbow into the point.
After seeing what I saw with Jones, I like what I'm seeing now.
Well, I know you do, Vince. I know you do.
Me and Curtis had a thing a couple weeks ago where he come out and I started to trust him, and he cheats on him.
He kind of slicked you a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, he has that face, that you want to trust him. I mean, he's a nice, good-looking, very personable young man. He doesn't fit in at all. I know Director of Operations George Scott Jr. and I were talking about it last week on the air. He doesn't fit in at all in personality with Bourne and Salenger and the Pit Bulldogs. And he hasn't gotten, the Bulldogs, I mean, they changed 180 degrees when they got under the influence of Fuller. But this young man here just hasn't seemed, his personality hasn't seemed to change. He just doesn't seem to fit in.
No, he's a very tough competitor, and he's got good style of wrestling. He stays within the rules a little bit. There's sometimes he takes some shortcuts where I don't think is necessary.
Well, you're looking at an old fox here. I used to take him on occasion, but then I didn't have the wrestling ability or the size and strength that some of you young men do have. Look at here, Matt Bourne come down to ringside.
What's this? Matt Bourne coming down. Well, maybe we got to change it. Maybe Matt Bourne's thinking twice about this. He's going to help his partner out.
Well, the stud stable over and across. Bourne, a hook of Bourne,
Come on,
moving in. Over Thompson down and across, and Matt Bourne hooking the foot. Ranger Ross down and in trouble, and Curtis Thompson refusing to take advantage of it.
What's this? What's this? What are they saying?
I can't hear the argument, but it seems to be over Matt Bourne's interference in the match. Curtis Thompson thinking he has the ability to do it.
Well, you know, Curtis doesn't like that interference. Don't seem like he wants all the glory himself.
Well, I'm not sure what it is, but it's just a continuing thing. Next weekend, the #1 fundraiser, South Atlantic Wrestling, coming to Bishopville, South Carolina at the high school. Look at here, Oklahoma Hayride, small package, 1, 2, 2 and 7 8s, and that veteran Ranger Ross shooting it. Here we are again, one more time. The argument ensuing. Ross, schoolboy from behind, 1, 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Ranger Ross taking advantage of the discontent of the count of the stud stable to snatch a quick 1, 2, 3 over Curtis Thompson. Let's see it again in slow motion. Right here it was, Vince. You see him arguing over it. The schoolboy from behind. There's a 1, 2, 3, and your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Ranger Ross. Now, let's go to the studs.
Listen, I don't want you to rack over this thing. I don't want you to go too far about it. Let the thing ride, because what we got is great news here. You see the belt here? You see the belt here? This is the guy is from Carolina. You said to yourself, ain't nobody coming. Wait a minute, boy. Don't you ever interfere in my match again, boy. Every time you cause me to get beat up here, and I don't like it. Because you got me. You got me. Don't you ever get in a match again. Look at here, guys. Everything's going good for the stable now. The belt's back where it ought to be. You see the belt's back there. Big Tex is winner. You got to smooth it down. You got to lift it. Next time you touch me, if you ever interfere in my match again, and me, you're going to go down that slide. Get out of here. Hey, boy, this Carolina boy can whoop your butt. And you understand me, baby? Oh, shoot. This Carolina boy can kick your butt any day of the week. Hey, okay, guys. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. I'm going to show you who's got authority in this show. Boyd, you're suspended. You're out of here. He's got undoing. I don't care. Don't stop in the North Carolina line. Not only is he out of here, oh, God, I'm in charge of these husband matches. And they're thinking, come on. Come on back to it one more time. Come on, I want you to do that. I'm in charge. I'm so in charge of this thing. This is my stud stable, not yours. Listen to this, David. Okay, he's doing it that way. Who wants to do it? Cut it off.
Well, Curtis Thompson, the first question of business here is, how are you? What is the state of your
Hey, I'm fine. Let me tell you one thing. Matt Bourne, you jumped me, you beat me, you hurt me internally. You put me out for 3 weeks, and I don't like it one doggone bit. Let me tell you one thing, Matt Bourne. Hey, I'm not forgetting the guys pulled me off of you. Hey, I seen the fear of God in your eyes when I jerked you up and showed you what this Carolina boy can do to you. Let me tell you one thing, Matt Bourne. Hey, and I'm not going to forget, hey, Stud, the rest of them boys in the Stud stable, I'm not forgetting you held me just a little bit longer than what I thought was right. You let the guy put the boots to me, and I don't like it one doggone bit, and I'm not going to put it. Hey, Stud, you got a contract out on me. That's right. I'm still in the Stud stable, and the Bulldogs, you know, I'm going to watch my back. Stud, I'm going to watch you too. Hey, I don't know, Matt Bourne, when you come back, you've got war with me, Curtis Thompson, the U.S. male, and I'm not going to stop till I get my hands on you once and for all. I'm going to show you what Curtis Thompson can do.
South Atlantic Championship Wrestling comes to Danville, Virginia, the City Auditorium. Friday, and you see right here, has managed to maintain a sense of control. And I don't know. We've talked about it before. We've talked about what we've done. Right now is championship action. Let's go to the ring and John Huey for the introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next event is for the South Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Introducing in the ring at this time, from Knoxville, Tennessee. He weighs 255 pounds. He is the current reigning South Atlantic heavyweight champion, the Tennessee stud, Robert Fuller.
We know, of course, about the problems with Robert Fuller and Curtis Thompson, but Robert Fuller's got problems of his own with the #1, Paul Jones. Right now, let's hear it.
Just take those old records on the shelf.
Well, let me tell you something right now. I'm sick of you, and I'm sick of that Tennessee referee. No matter what it takes to get you in the ring, I want that belt, and you know that I want that belt. So I'm bringing it to you, Fuller.
Paul Jones will have that opportunity today as he challenges the Tennessee stud, Robert Fuller. Take it away, John Huey.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger from Charlotte, North Carolina. He weighs 230 pounds, #1, Paul Jones.
Well, the introduction's out of the way. We are about to get underway. The referee, unfortunately, the referee is Leroy Ramsey, sometimes called the Tennessee referee. He's the one that everyone believes, myself included, caused Paul Jones to... Paul Jones has left the ring. Paul Jones has left the ring. I'm not exactly sure what the situation is. Robert Fuller continues to get undressed. There goes the belt, the hat, the robe of the lovely Miss Shea. And I'm not sure exactly what the situation is. Paul Jones is returning, and he's bringing referee Byron Richards with him. Paul Jones has brought Byron Richards, the other South Atlantic official, with him. Apparently he wants him to sit at ringside and watch the officiating of the match. I can't hear exactly what's being... I see him pointing to the sign. I'm an official, too. You see Byron Malley. I'm going to watch what's going on. I guess this is going to be a two-referee match, although Byron Richards has no real official capacity with South Atlantic Wrestling in this particular match. He is a sanctioned official, but not for this match. The official record is Leroy Ramsey, and we are ready for wrestling excitement. Once again, this Tennessee stud continues to put controversy into every match he has. We heard Curtis Thompson. We don't always agree with his philosophy. And looking here, the Tennessee stud, a cheap shot over top of Leroy Ramsey, complained about a boot, and it's the stud going to work on #1 Paul Jones. Tennessee stud Robert Fuller creating a controversy, and he is a very admirable wrestler. He does a lot of roughhouse tactics, but you'll also see a lot of wrestling from the Tennessee stud Robert Fuller. Jones, there referee Byron Richards watching on. You saw there before the camera moved a grasp of Jones's arm. That seems to be the trademark of Leroy Ramsey. He's physically enforcing the rules, and that's something that a referee cannot do, and that is something that is under review right now by the Board of Governors of South Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Once again, Paul Jones is mounted for the punch. The Tennessee stud Robert Fuller taking a hank of hair, and you see referee Byron Richards complaining about it to no avail. I want to say a special hello to all our friends on Channel America watching us across America here on this beautiful Friday night. Remember that you'll see us each and every Friday night at 11:30 on the channel you're watching right now. Channel America, family entertainment for the whole family, coast to coast on South Atlantic Championship Wrestling. As right now, the Tennessee stud, Robert Fuller, showing some of that wrestling skill I was talking about. So notice the point of the knee placed into the tricep or the back of the arm of Paul Jones, adding extra pressure to the shoulder and the elbow. Now that's the mark of a seasoned veteran right there. Paul Jones, a right hand. Leroy Ramsey stops it, a hank of the hair, and once again, Jones on the mat. This Leroy Ramsey, I'll tell you, folks, he sure seems to have a blind eye when it comes to the Tennessee stud. He sees the attempted punch by Paul Jones, but doggone it, he keeps missing that pull of the hair. And there are those who say it's intentional. There are those who say it's just a poor official, as Robert Fuller said over top by Paul Jones. Now Paul Jones with the arm. Jones, full arm ringer and drag. Once again, it's a pull of the hair, and down goes Paul Jones. This part of the big excitement will be tonight. Tonight up in Forest City at the Cool Springs Middle School Gym. Dare of Rutherford County presents Drug War 90. Dare to take the challenge. Big night of wrestling excitement with a portion of the proceeds. Of course, it's a #1 fundraiser event. Paul Jones in the ropes. Referee calling for the break. Now, that's a discretion. cautionary call right there. I've seen referees force the break in that situation, and I've seen referees allow what we just saw. And once again, the benefit of the doubt is given to the Tennessee stud. But as I was saying, up in Cool Springs, Lieutenant Eley and all his fine folks up there will be there this evening for a big night of wrestling excitement. #1 fundraiser with a part of the proceeds going directly to the DARE program of Rutherford County, helping to educate our kids, drug abuse, resistance, education. Tennessee stud going to work on Paul Jones, in for the ride, reversal, stud into the corner, boom, a crashing right hand, a second right hand, a third right hand, and the Tennessee stud spinning like a top in the middle of the ring. Once again, Leroy Ramsey steps in to physically admonish Paul Jones, and the Tennessee stud taking advantage of the situation. Ramsey again attempting to stop Jones physically, and once again the Tennessee stud coming on, but Paul Jones will hear nothing of it as he continues to come back on the Tennessee stud. A series of right hands into the corner, again crashing into the turnbuckle. And here comes #1 Paul Jones out of the Carolinas. Jones reversal, no, double reversal. Twice. Referee Leroy Ramsey smashed into the corner and now elbowed on the top of the head. Ramsey outside the ring. We have two referees, neither one of which in position to call right now. In the ring, their fist of fire as down goes the Tennessee stud Robert Fuller. And right now it's all Paul Jones, but there's no referee in the ring. Leroy Ramsey down on the floor. Oklahoma hayride, Jones down. No, Fuller down. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Count of 5 and no referee to make the call. Byron Richards over to try to wake up the referee, try to get him back in position. Richards knows he's not the official record. Paul Jones looks like he's setting in for an Indian deathlock. He does. He's got it set. Did you see that? Oh my goodness. But Leroy Ramsey turned around, saw the Indian deathlock and just collapsed. I don't believe what I just saw. He turned around, started to get in the ring, saw the Indian deathlock on Robert Fuller and just collapsed. Fuller screaming, I give, but nobody there to hear it. Paul Jones trying to get his man into the ring. Look out from behind. Oh. He's got him, he's up. His hands are in the rope. I don't believe what I just saw. Hands in the rope right in front of the referee, Leroy Ramsey, and he's going to call the pin. No, Byron Richards in the ring. They're arguing over the belt. Byron Richards says it shouldn't go. Holy mackerel. The shot heard around the world. Byron Richards has just KO'd the referee, Leroy Ramsey. I'm not sure what's going on. Now the Tennessee stud trying. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm as confused as you are right now. The bell is sounded. The match is over. A pile driver. The stud is down and out. 1, 2, 3. Referee Byron Richards has called a count of 3. He's awarding the match to #1 Paul Jones. Holy mackerel. Ladies and gentlemen, right here. Boom. There's the right cross. The shot heard around the world. The belt out caught by a fan. And then when all is said and done, Paul Jones, the pile driver, overtopped Richards up. He calls the count 1, 2, 3. One man says Robert Fuller won it. The other man says Paul Jones won it. I'm not sure what's going on right now. Attention, Frank Dusek here with you. And what has just been a brief commercial break for you has been about 20 minutes in the arena. And right now, I'm still quite honestly confused on what we have just seen. The Tennessee stud Robert Fuller pinned on a pile driver, obviously incapable of continuing. He also gave up the he was screaming, I give during the Indian deathlock. But the pin was counted by Byron Richards, and Leroy Ramsey, the official referee, the referee of record, called the pin, however obvious the call was as being incompetent, called the pin on Robert Fuller, on Paul Jones. So I'm very confused right now as to who in fact is the South Atlantic heavyweight champion. Paul Jones left with the belt, but we're going to have to look into this. I'll try to get some kind of word on from Sal Calente, one of the senior officials, see what we can find out about it. Right now in the ring, the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. You know, a lot of people forget Ivan Koloff was one of 3 men to ever defeat Bruno Sammartino, the living legend for the WWF version of the World Heavyweight Championship. The other 2, of course, being the great Puerto Rican star Pedro Morales and Stan the Man Stasiak, the master of the heart punch. And this man right here, the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, and it's the Grappler who feels the effects of the Russian Bear.
He is timeless. He continues to assault. He never stops. Like a wrestling machine, the Russian Bear goes in, he assaults you. Like wrestling, he assaults your knees, your ankles, your elbows, your stomach, your head, your throat. You'll see not a lot of wrestling, but a continual physical assault of your man. And when he's done, when he's put you to the mat, I'll tell you a thing or two, ladies and gentlemen, you can promise yourself you've been beaten by this man right here. I want to say a special hello to Mike Neal and all his friends down in Pendleton, South Carolina. Next Saturday in the Shadow of Death Valley, Pendleton, South Carolina, a national TV taping. You know, not only is our South Atlantic wrestling going here across the South now, but it goes nationwide on Channel America, 130, 25, 30 cities nationwide. And we'll be taping that TV show next Saturday night in Pendleton at the high school. So right after the Carolina Clemson game, just come on back down the highway a couple of miles, get your ticket. It's sponsored by the junior class. They're raising money for their prom. Great cause, great time, and national TV taping. The Fantastics will be there. It's a great night of wrestling altogether. As the Ivan Koloff continues his assault on the Grappler, now working on the head, the neck region of this young man. Front face lock into a neck breaker. And I think the Grappler in a world of hurt right now. Also, Carl Salmon up in Union Pines High School, Cameron, North Carolina. You folks watch us out of Greensboro on Channel 48. Take note. We're coming your way December 1st for a big fundraiser for the athletic department there. And, of course, as I said earlier, as you see the Ivan Koloff continuing the assault, taking the wind away from the man. What, as I said earlier, will be tonight in Forest City at the Cool Springs Middle School, a fundraiser for DARE, Drug Abuse Resistance Education Program in the schools. So the #1 fundraiser, South Atlantic Championship Wrestling, coming everywhere as Ivan Koloff misses the shoulder. But Koloff always in control. Here come the Grappler, a move or two, a heel across the ring. And the Grappler coming back now on the Russian Bear, trying to clothesline, but the Bear too strong for him. And once again, Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear, in control. Danville, Virginia, pay attention. Wrestling coming your way soon. Siler City at the high school, sponsored by the Booster Club, or the Moose Club, I should say. All coming your way as the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, and he'll be on several of those cards, as will the Fantastics, Robert Fuller, War Eagle, Chris Chavis, Vince Torelli. They'll all be on those cards. As another clothesline, a version of the Russian sickle made famous by this man's nephew. And you see him moving in behind. There it is. It's the Shinonamaki, the Oriental version of the sleeper. This match is all but over unless the Grappler finds the ropes. It looks like he's not going to. You can just about chalk up another win for the former World Heavyweight Champion, the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. There's the second check, the third check. Turn out the lights, the party's over. Referee Myron Richards calling for the bell. The winner, the former World Heavyweight Champion. They call him the Russian Bear. And this is why right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Ivan Koloff. We'll be back with more right after words about wrestling.
South Atlantic Championship Wrestling comes to Danville, Virginia, the City Auditorium, Friday, December 14th, 8 o'clock's the bell time for a big holiday spectacular. You folks in Siler City, Jordan Matthews High School.
Royal main event. We promised it to you, the most dangerous match in wrestling, or so some people say. You see what it is. It's like the kids' version of King of the Hill. Everybody starts in the ring at the same time. The only way to win this thing is to throw everybody else out of the ring, over the top rope, and to the floor. I mean, you pin them, it doesn't matter. They get disqualified, it doesn't matter. They give up, it doesn't matter. You got to be thrown over the top rope and to the floor to be eliminated. The last guy left in the ring wins a $2,000 prize. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This thing is nothing but a brawl. Not enough room out there to wrestle, so you got to just fight. In the early going, and you see it right there. Vince Torelli, a series of kicks and punches and knees into the midsection of the Bulldogs, trying to weaken them down, because what you want to do is get your opponent to a point where you can throw him over the top rope. And it's a different style of match altogether. Curtis Thompson trading blows there with Ranger Ross. David Isely trading with the Bulldogs. Big Dan Grundy, Vince Torelli. You see them all in the ring right here. Chris Chavis and Tex Salenger trading blows in another corner. This thing is a pure team melee. Ivan Koloff. What about the Russian Bear, huh? Gee, what a just an incredible human specimen he is. He continues to wrestle. He's as good today as he was the day he beat Bruno Sammartino. He just continues to come at you and assault you from all sides. And he is going to be in a lot of these arenas, as you see Tommy Seabolt and the Bulldogs fighting right there on the spot. Rick Wilson. Rockin' Rick. Big Dan Grundy taking places in the corner. Rockin' Rick on top of the series of blows. Boy, oh boy, the young ladies talking about him. Fan mail coming in right and left. As a matter of fact, if you want to send a little fan mail, if you want to write Rockin' Rick, write in care of South Atlantic Pro Wrestling, P.O. Box 221269, Charlotte, North Carolina. That's 221269, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28222. 28222. Right, Rockin' Rick or War Eagle Chavis or Paul Jones or sends a big deal to Robert Fuller. I don't know. Over on the side, I can't tell from this vantage point who it is. Hanging onto the ropes very, very tightly. Looks like that was Vince Torelli almost eliminated. You see Ranger Ross now. Curtis Thompson making an effort. Ladies and gentlemen, it's hard to throw a man over the ring, over the rope when he's conscious and doesn't want to go. They hang on like spider monkeys. Is Curtis Thompson now the one hanging on with a grapevine on the ropes? Curtis Thompson hanging on. Vince Torelli and Ranger Ross. And Thompson got that leg grapevine with that left leg around that middle rope. Big Dan Grundy, the first man out of the ring, 275 pounds, and I didn't see who did it, but he got ushered over that top rope and dropped her boom. Still 10 men in the ring in this big contest is once again Rockin' Rick on top to the fans' pleasure. He left a la Mr. Wrestling number 2. Mr. Wrestling Vince Torelli delivering that blow. What an arsenal that Torelli's got. You see Curtis Thompson, a power move, trying to get his man over the top. Chavis and Torelli, tag team partners on several occasions, working right there. Leg drop. I don't know what action to call. Look at this. They're lining up to take shots at big Tex Salenger. This thing is just a pure T. David Isely sent over the top. Bulldogs send David Isely out of the match. Just that quick. Boom, boom, and over the top they go. And little by little, the competition being weeded out. As you see, double suplex. No, gracious, the camera shook, the whole building shook. Here in Morganton, the College Street Recreation Center, where we're taping this week, we sit up on the second floor. Actually, there's a giant basement below us, and when Salenger hit that, the whole arena rumbled. The whole building shook, and you saw it in our camera shot. As the melee here continues, we're going to need to jump in and take a break at some point in this match. We'll have to pick a point. If somebody gets thrown out during the break, we will tape it and bring it to you. So don't worry, we'll bring you as much of this match as we can. And we'll make sure you see everything that happens. And right now, the Bulldog, Tommy Sebo, trying to put him over top. His partner, the other Bulldog, just taking a beating right now. A little savate kick to the side of the jaw. Once again, Ranger Ross trying to send the Bulldogs over. Tommy's, oh, look at here. Rockin' Rick over top. Curtis Thompson delivers him, but Rockin' Rick hanging on. Oh, spin brought over the top. And Curtis Thompson, not a happy man right now. Curtis Thompson going to work on Rockin' Rick. He attempted to slam him over the top rope. Rockin' Rick hanging on. Curtis Thompson drills him to the gymnasium floor, and Curtis Thompson having to be restrained by the officials. Oh, Curtis Thompson did not like being eliminated here. He used the power move, snatched Rockin' Rick up, was going to slam him to the floor. Rockin' Rick hanging on. Look at here, Ranger Ross double teamed up and over top. And now the competition really beginning to thin. The team of the Pit Bulldogs doubling up with Ranger Ross, and Ross down and not moving. I hope he's okay. Referee Byron Richards, Ronnie Hanna both going over to check on Ranger Ross. Whoa, the big Indian and Tex Salenger trading blows. Heavy chop. A la Wahoo McDaniel. Boom! A great big clothesline takes down Vince Torelli. We got to jump in and pay the bills by taking a commercial break. We'll keep the cameras running and bring you any action that happens during the intermission. But right now, let's break for these commercial messages. And a couple of minute commercial break to use, but about 6 or 7 here in the arena. No one out today. Oh, I spoke too soon. Vince Torelli double teamed over the top of the Pit Bulldogs. The Pit Bulldogs working as a team, taking control, as is the stud stable in this battle royal. And right now, look at here, Tommy Sebold seizes the advantage. It's Spike over the top rope, drop kick to the back of the head. Tommy Sebold surprising everyone, sneaking up with the advantage. And Tommy Sebold eliminating one of the Pit Bulldogs. That'll sure hurt their tag team efforts now. Sebold looking like he's going to take another man over the top. Look at here, Spike come back over. He hanging on, and Sebold has personally eliminated both Pit Bulldogs. Sebold and Rex are eliminated, but Tommy Sebold personally eliminated both Pit Bulldogs. And now it's the Pit Bulldogs going to work, paying back on Tommy Sebold. They said earlier, you heard him earlier in the show, they're going to make any team who comes to them pay, and they're making Tommy Sebold pay right now. Vince Torelli coming back. Vince Torelli coming to the aid of Tommy Seabolt. Jones's Rangers standing against the stud stable. Seabolt and Torelli against the Pit Bulldogs. There's a war outside the ring, but the war inside the ring is for $2,000. Oh my goodness, looky here. You see him, Tommy Seabolt, Vince Torelli fighting Rex, fighting Spike. Inside the ring, Tex Salenger fighting Chris Chavis. This stud stable of Jones's Rangers thing is just getting out of hand. Earlier it was Jones against Fuller, and I don't know what's happened there. Outside the ring, inside the ring, in the dressing room, in the boardroom. It is just on everybody's mind. Chavis fighting back. Remember, pins don't count. Disqualifications don't count. Submissions don't count. Power slam, great move. But right now he needs to be trying to throw him over the top rope. He needs to pick him up and try to throw him over the top rope. No, the young man elects to continue with more punishment. 275-plus pounds, two of the biggest men in South Atlantic wrestling. Certainly the best belt in Chris Chavis, and certainly the biggest, 300 pounds plus, Tex Salenger. He sets him, standing suplex. Salenger out on his back, probably to be pinned at this point, but remember, pins don't matter. Salenger looking for a break. Chavis not going to give it to him. Toe of the boot, a second toe of the boot. Illegal in most matches, but no disqualification here. Up and over, and Chavis electing to go the route of percussion moves, trying to put those percussion moves to bring his man down to the point where he can fling him over the top rope. Chavis over the top rope. No, 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 no. The big man for Texas hanging on. Try it again. To no avail. 6'7", certainly had a chance. Wisely hanging on, and now coming back, the big man from West Texas, Tex Salenger. Boy, no wrestling skill there, that's for sure. He just drove that Indian's head down into the mat. And Chris Chavis, the tide of battle changing. Chavis back into the ropes, hanging there, trying desperately to stay on his feet. A knee to the midsection. Another knee to the midsection. He's taking the wind out of the big man from Texas. From Robinson County, I should say. Clothesline, this could be it. No, no, both men go over. Both men go over and hit. I don't know exactly how to count it, how to square it. Referee Byron Richards, maybe we can get John Huey over to see what the referees have to say. But right now, both men out on the floor. The last man in the ring should be the winner of the Battle Royal. Let's go right to John Huey, see if he's got any information.
Ladies and gentlemen, both men have been eliminated. There is no winner for the
No winner. Referee Byron Richards and Ronnie Hanna both declaring no winner. Obviously, that not just sitting well with the crowd. Certainly not sitting well with Chavis and Salenger, as right now they want at each other badly.
Come on, California! Come on!
I'll tell you what, this is a lot more than bad blood between the stud stable and Jones's Rangers. This is personal between the Cowboys and the Indians. Well, let's see if we can get Coach Gene Ligon back here and talk about this and the controversial ending to the heavyweight title match.
Boy, Coach, I tell you what, it has been one whale of an hour. I don't think in all the time I've been in professional wrestling I've ever seen two winners or two losers. I mean, I don't know what happened in that Battle Royal.
I don't know either. And I tell you what, that Fuller-Jones match, there's going to be some questions here. We've got to find out something.
Well, you're exactly right. Of course, right now there is no South Atlantic heavyweight champion. I mean, until somebody makes...
Of course.
Oh, here we...
Frank right here, Sal Corrente, chief official of South Atlantic Wrestling. Sal, we got to get a decision here. What's going on?
Well, I'm very glad to see you, gentlemen. I've had nothing but complaints about the Tennessee referee, Leroy Ramsey. Exactly. I came up here tonight to see myself what was going on, and he's going to be put on probation for 2 weeks, and I'm holding up the belt.
Holding it up, so there is no champion.
There's no champion at this time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here from Sal Corrente, the special referee for South Atlantic Championship Wrestling. As of right now, there is no South Atlantic heavyweight champion, Coach.
Well, this will be a very interesting thing over the next few weeks. I know Robert Fuller's going to be unhappy, and Paul Jones, you know how he is. He wants that belt.
Well, talk about controversy. We still have the Battle Royal problem unsolved because there are two men, who both of which went over the belt.
Hey. There has been a great travesty done today. They want me to split money with that no-good Indian. I tell you, I'd rather walk barefoot through hell in half of Texas in the middle of August than split one stinking nickel with that no-good Indian. He didn't win that match,
I hit the floor first. I should get the money.
Well, if you hit the floor first, you should lose the money.
No, he hit the floor.
Hold on.
No good, Indians. I tell you, I'm too proud to split money with a cowboy. I tell you, I'm not splitting nothing with you.
Wait a minute.
I'm not splitting nothing with you.
Right now. You both are going to go split anything. You're both going to be out of here if you don't stop. Now, I'm an official of South Atlantic Wrestling. You want to settle this? Let's settle it. Let's settle it like men. Let's settle it like wrestling. All right, get out of here. Go on, get out of here. Both of you. We'll settle this thing. Get out of here. We'll settle this thing right now. Matter of fact, we'll settle it next week right here on TV. I'm the matchmaker of South Atlantic Championship Wrestling. You know that, Gene. The fans know that. If you fellas want to settle it, let's settle it like men in the ring. Next week right here on South Atlantic Championship Wrestling, I will give you Tex Salenger, War Eagle Chris Chavis.
Next week on television,
right here.
you're going to book that match?
I've got the contracts in my bag. As soon as we walk off this set, I'm going to sign them. I don't think I'll have any problem, do you?
I don't think so either. We're going to find out which turkey talks the best right here.
That's exactly right. Well, that'll be next week right here on South Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Folks, you don't want to miss a single second of it. For Coach Gene Ligon, I'm Frank Dusick saying coast to coast and border to border. Whatever you see South Atlantic Championship Wrestling, whatever you do, don't miss it. Be there.